The Sandcastle Contest by Robert Bunch. Matthew's father stood in the driveway and said, "I think we're all ready to go. Let's make sure that everything is here. Do we have the bicycle? Yes. Do we have the food? Yes. Do we have the boat? Yes. Do we have everything? No," yelled Matthew. "No," said his dad. "No," said Matthew. "We don't have a dog." "Dog," said his dad. "You don't even own a dog." "I know," said Matthew. "Now would be a good time to get a dog." "No dogs," said his dad. "Now do we have everything?" "No," yelled Matthew. "We don't have my sandbox." "Matthew," said his mom, "we can't bring the sandbox. But the first place we camp, we will have a nice beach and we will have a lot of sand to play with." "Well," said Matthew, "okay." So they drove and drove and drove and drove and drove until they came at the place to camp. Matthew jumped out of the van and ran to the beach. He came to a girl making a small sandcastle in a big sand dog. She said, "Hi, my name is Katia, and I'm going to win that sandcastle contest." "Wow," said Matthew. "I am going to build a sandcastle too. What can I win?" "You can win a bathtub full of ice cream," said Kalia. "All right," said Matthews. So Matthew made a house with dirt and window and a roof. He dug out of the inside of the house, so he had room just like a real house. He made a sand table and chairs and bed and a TV that had sand show on it. When Matthew was almost done, Jalita came over to look at his house. He had her sand dog in the lease. "Nice sand house," said Talia. "Really, really nice sand dog," said Matthew. A judge came by and said, "Get this out of here. Who put a house on my beach?" This is a house. This is my sand house," said Matthews. "I made it for the sand contest." "Ha," said the judge. "I know a real house when I see one, and there's no real house allowed on the beach." Then he went inside in a sand chair and watched a sand show on TV. Another judge came by and said, "Get this out of here. Who put a house on this beach?" "This is my sand house," said Matthews. "I made it for a sand contest." "Ha," said the judge. "I know a real house when I see one, and there's no real house allowed on the beach." She went into the bedroom and looked at the sand bed. She went into the kitchen, opened the refrigerator, looked at the sand apple and the sand celery and the sand carton of milk. Then she said, little boy, you've got to get this house off the beach." "This is my sand house," said Matthew, "and I'm going to prove it." "Ha," said the judge. So Matthew went outside and kicked the sand house right beside the door, and all turned back into an enormous pile of sand and fell on the judge. "Help!" yelled the judge. Everyone came running and dug him out. When the judge was finally out from under the sand, they yelled, "Matthew's win!" His sand house was so good that we thought it was a real house. "Matthew win!" everyone yelled, and they gave him a bathtub full of ice cream. Matthew started to eating the ice cream, and he said, "Talia, want to help me eat this?" "Yes," said Talia. While they were eating the ice cream, Matthew said, "How come you didn't tell everybody that your dog is a sand? I better would have won with a sand dog." "Well," said Talia, "this is Sandy, my sand dog, and I'm going to take him camping and eating ice cream every day, and he's going to be my pet, and I'm never going to turn him back to sand." "Wow," said Matthew, "I wish I had thought of that. Can you show me how to make one?" "No problem," said Talia. And Matthew's mom and dad were so happy with Matthew's amazing sand dog that they decided to take it camping.